Welcome, coin enthusiasts and collectors, to a journey into one of the most fascinating and historically significant coins in American numismatics, the 1848 to 2004 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar. Today, we're going to dive deep into its history, its unique features, its remarkable value in the coin collecting world, and why this coin can be worth a staggering $5 million in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who loves the story behind rare coins, this video will keep you engaged from start to finish. So sit back, and let's explore the legacy of the Washington Quarter Dollar. The Washington Quarter Dollar has a rich history that begins with the creation of the first U.S. quarters in 1796. But it wasn't until 1932 that the iconic Washington Quarter was introduced, designed to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1848 to 2004 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar series represents a lineage of coins that spans over a century and a half of American history, capturing changes in design, metal composition, and minting practices. Each quarter in this series tells a story, and some of these coins, particularly those with specific mint marks and conditions, have become exceedingly rare and highly valuable. The P Mint mark on the Washington Quarter indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is the oldest mint in the United States, established in 1792. Coins with the P Mint mark are particularly prized among collectors because Philadelphia was the primary minting facility for most of U.S. coin production, and certain coins from this mint were produced in limited quantities or have unique characteristics that make them stand out. Over the years, the P Mint Mark quarters have gone through various design changes, including alterations in the portrait of George Washington, the inscriptions, and even the edge style in some special editions. The first Washington quarters minted in 1932 were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a composition that remained standard until 1964. Silver quarters from this era are highly sought after because of their intrinsic value as well as their historical significance. However, the coins in our focus today, ranging from 1848 to 2004, include a variety of compositions, with later coins being made primarily from a copper-nickel-clad composition after 1965. This change was due to the rising cost of silver and a shift in coinage policies. Coins from the early 20th century that survived in pristine condition are extremely rare, and collectors will pay top dollar for them, sometimes reaching into millions of dollars for the rarest specimens. What makes the 1848 to 2004 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar so valuable? Several factors contribute to its extraordinary market value. First, rarity is paramount. Coins that were minted in smaller quantities, coins with errors, or coins that were part of a special release can drastically increase in value. For example, certain quarters from this series were minted with slight variations in the design, misstrikes, or die cracks, all of which are highly prized by collectors. Second, condition plays a major role. Coins that have been preserved in mint condition, showing no signs of wear, scratches, or damage, are exponentially more valuable than circulated coins. Professional grading by organizations such as PCGS or NGC can verify the coin's condition and authenticate its rarity, significantly affecting its market price. Another factor that adds to the coin's value is its historical significance. The Washington Quarter Dollar has witnessed key events in American history, from the Great Depression to World War II, the Civil Rights Movement, and the turn of the millennium. Collectors are not just buying a coin. They are investing in a tangible piece of history, a small artifact that has survived the passage of time and still carries the legacy of the nation's first president. Coins from specific years or mint runs often reflect historical events or commemorations, and those with the P Mint mark are especially cherished because of their association with the Philadelphia Mint's rich heritage. The market value of rare P Mint mark Washington quarters has skyrocketed in recent years. For instance, a pristine, historically significant coin from this series, dating from a year with limited mintage or notable errors, can command as much as $5 million today. This astronomical value is driven by collectors' passion, scarcity, and the increasing interest in numismatic investments. Coins with perfect grading, original luster, and verified authenticity have become highly sought-after commodities, often changing hands at auctions with bids reaching into the millions. Collectors often wonder how to identify a valuable Washington quarter. There are several tips to consider. First, always check for the mint mark. The P mint mark, located on the obverse or reverse depending on the year, is a crucial identifier. Next, examine the condition closely. Look for coins with sharp, well-defined details, minimal wear, and strong luster. Coins that have been carefully stored in protective holders or graded professionally often retain their value better. It's also important to research the mintage numbers for the specific year. Coins produced in smaller quantities are more likely to be rare and valuable. Finally, be aware of common errors, such as doubled dies, misstrikes, or off-center strikes. These error coins often attract premium prices from collectors. Throughout the series, several specific years have become legendary among collectors. For example, the 1932D and 1932S Washington quarters are some of the most sought after due to their low mintage. While these are not P mint mark coins, they highlight the impact that limited production can have on value. Within the P mint mark series, certain coins produced during transitional years, like the 1964 final silver quarters, are highly prized. Additionally, commemorative issues or special editions released with unique designs, such as the 1999 to 2008 State Quarter series, add an extra layer of collectability and intrigue. For investors, the 1848 to 2004 P mint mark Washington quarter represents more than just a collectible. It is an alternative investment that combines historical significance with tangible value. Unlike stocks or bonds, these coins are physical assets that can be passed down through generations. Their scarcity and historical importance often make them resistant to inflation, and their market demand continues to grow, especially among high-net-worth collectors and investors seeking rare and prestigious coins. Auctions for high-grade P mint mark quarters often attract international attention, with competitive bidding driving prices higher, sometimes into the multi-million-dollar range. Let's also talk about storage and preservation. If you own a valuable P mint mark Washington quarter, proper care is essential to maintaining its value. Coins should be stored in a climate-controlled environment, away from humidity, heat, and direct sunlight. Use acid-free holders or professionally sealed slabs from recognized grading companies. Avoid cleaning or polishing the coin, as this can significantly reduce its value. Preservation is key, and collectors who maintain their coins in excellent condition often see their investments appreciate dramatically over time. Collectors also need to be cautious about counterfeits. With such high market values, rare P mint mark Washington quarters are sometimes targeted by counterfeiters. Always purchase coins from reputable dealers, verify authenticity through grading certificates, and if possible, consult numismatic experts before making high-value purchases. Counterfeit coins can appear deceptively real, and even slight imperfections can be a sign of forgery. Vigilance is crucial to protecting your investment. The story of the Washington quarter dollar is also a story of American artistry. The original design, crafted by sculptor John Flanagan, features a dignified portrait of George Washington on the obverse and a detailed eagle on the reverse. Over the years, the design has evolved, reflecting changes in artistic trends, commemorative themes, and national symbolism. Each coin captures a moment in time, not just economically, but culturally. Collectors often appreciate not only the monetary value but also the aesthetic and historical beauty of these coins. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts, collectors, and history lovers. Today we are diving deep into one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American numismatics, the 1966 no mint mark Washington quarter dollar. This coin is not just a piece of currency, it's a time capsule, a symbol of American history, and for the lucky few who own one, a ticket to incredible wealth. As of 2025, the current market value for a 1966 no mint mark Washington quarter is an astonishing $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $8 million for a single quarter, and in this video, we're going to explore why this coin is so rare, its fascinating history, how to identify it, its market value trends, and why collectors are willing to pay fortunes to add it to their collection. Let's start by understanding the coin itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by John Flanagan and featured a profile of George Washington on the obverse, or front, of the coin, while the reverse originally featured an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows above olive branches. By 1966, Washington quarters had been minted for over 3 decades, and the coin was part of regular circulation. However, what makes the 1966 no-mint mark quarter so extraordinary is that it was part of a unique set of coins produced during a transitional period in U.S. coinage history. In 1965, the United States had stopped producing quarters with silver for general circulation due to the rising cost of silver. The Coinage Act of 1965 introduced the clad composition for quarters, which consisted of a layer of copper nickel over a pure copper core. Quarters minted in 1965, 1966, and 1967 were produced without the traditional mint mark to discourage coin hoarding and speculation due to the rising silver prices. This meant that these coins were technically minted in Philadelphia and Denver, but the mint mark was intentionally omitted. However, the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter is exceptionally rare because, while most coins of that year were produced in large numbers, only a very small number of specially minted or error coins ended up with characteristics that make them highly collectible today. So how can you identify a 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter? First, you need to understand the subtle details. A genuine 1966 no-mint mark quarter should have no D or S mint mark under Washington's portrait on the obverse. The coin should have a clear, sharp strike, with all design elements intact, including the fine lines in Washington's hair, the lettering around the rim, and the eagle's detailed feathers on the reverse. Collectors often use magnification to inspect the coin closely for any imperfections, errors, or signs of circulation wear. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they have never been in general circulation and retain their original luster, are exponentially more valuable than those that show even slight wear. Now, let's talk about why the market value of a 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter has skyrocketed to $8 million. Several factors contribute to this extreme valuation. First is rarity. While millions of Washington quarters were minted in 1966, only a tiny fraction qualifies as true no-mint mark coins that meet the exact specifications collectors seek. These coins are often discovered in old coin rolls, estates, or collections that have been hidden for decades, making them exceptionally scarce. Second, the historical significance of this coin is immense. It represents a transitional period in American coinage when the U.S. was shifting away from silver in everyday currency, making it a key piece for any serious collector or investor in rare coins. Third, condition plays a crucial role. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels, such as MS-65 or MS-66, can demand astronomical prices due to their pristine preservation. Collectors and investors view the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter not just as a coin, but as a tangible asset. With gold and silver fluctuating in value, rare coins like this quarter have become an alternative investment that can appreciate significantly over time. In recent years, auction houses and private sales have reported record-breaking prices for coins of similar rarity, and the 1966 no-mint mark quarter stands out because it combines historical importance, rarity, and condition in a perfect storm for high valuation. If you happen to own one, it's more than just a collectible, it's a life-changing asset. But how did this coin become so rare in the first place? It all comes down to production errors, limited releases, and the peculiarities of mint operations during the 1960s. In 1966, the U.S. Mint was producing quarters in unprecedented quantities to meet the demand for circulation coins. Most were distributed widely, and very few were set aside or misprinted in ways that would later make them extraordinary collectibles. Over time, many coins from this period were lost, spent, or melted down. Only a handful of pristine examples survived, often found in bank vaults, personal savings, or specialized collections. This scarcity is what drives the enormous market value today, Another factor that adds to the allure of the 1966 no-mint mark quarter is the excitement and prestige of coin collecting. Serious collectors understand that owning such a coin is not just about money, it's about being part of a legacy, preserving history, and having a tangible connection to a pivotal moment in American currency. High-profile auctions often feature this coin, and when it appears, it attracts competitive bidding from collectors, investors, and enthusiasts worldwide. The provenance, or history of ownership, can also dramatically increase its value, especially if the coin comes from a well-known collection or was verified by professional grading services such as the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. For those who are curious about spotting potential opportunities, it's important to understand that errors, varieties, and unusual production characteristics can significantly enhance a coin's value. Some 1966 no-mint mark quarters may exhibit doubled dies, die cracks, or other anomalies that were not intended by the mint but are prized by collectors. Even coins that appear ordinary can sometimes surprise experts if examined under magnification or with advanced authentication techniques. That's why if you happen to find a 1966 Washington quarter with no mint mark, you should have it professionally evaluated before making any decisions. It could be worth millions. The story of the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter is also a testament to the broader history of American currency. Coins like this remind us of the economic and cultural shifts that shaped the United States during the 20th century. They tell a story of rising silver prices, minting innovations, and the careful balance between producing currency for daily use and preserving pieces for future generations. Each coin carries with it a unique history, and collectors often feel a sense of pride and responsibility in preserving these artifacts for posterity. It's worth noting that the market for rare coins is dynamic and often influenced by global economic conditions, investor sentiment, and collector demand. Over the past few decades, rare coins have increasingly been recognized as secure, tangible assets. With the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter, demand far exceeds supply. This imbalance is a key driver of its extraordinary value. Investors and collectors alike monitor auction results, market trends, and grading reports to gauge the coin's worth. For many, acquiring such a coin is both a financial and personal achievement. So, how can someone get involved in collecting rare coins like the 1966 no-mint mark Washington quarter? First, it's essential to educate yourself. Understanding coin grading, historical context, and market trends is crucial. Joining numismatic societies, attending coin shows, and connecting with reputable dealers can provide invaluable insights. Second, always verify authenticity. Professional grading services not only certify coins but also provide a standardized evaluation that buyers and sellers can trust. Third, patience is key. Rare coins are not something you stumble upon every day. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where we explore the most valuable coins in the world, uncover hidden treasures, and guide you through the fascinating world of rare numismatics. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most sought-after coins in the United States, the 1996 D-Mint mark Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has stunned collectors and investors alike with its incredible value. Believe it or not, the current market value of this coin has skyrocketed to an astonishing $6 million, making it one of the most valuable quarters ever discovered. In this video, we will cover everything you need to know about this coin, from its history, minting, rarity, distinguishing features, grading, and what makes it so unbelievably valuable in today's collector's market. The story of the Washington quarter dollar begins long before 1996. Tracing back to 1932 when the coin was first issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse of the coin features the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, while the reverse initially depicted an eagle with outstretched wings, symbolizing strength and freedom. Over the decades, the design has evolved, but the coin has remained one of the most recognizable and collected coins in the United States. By 1996, the Washington quarter had been circulating for more than 6 decades, yet it was during this year that the D-Mint mark issue produced a coin that would later become a legend in the coin collecting world, Now, let's focus on the 1990 60 Mint Mark quarter itself. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small d on the obverse side of the coin. What makes the 1990 60 Mint Mark quarter extraordinary is not its circulation numbers alone, but rather a combination of minting errors, variations, and exceptional preservation that has led to its staggering market value. While millions of Washington quarters were produced in 1996 for everyday use, only a tiny fraction possessed the unique characteristics that collectors are willing to pay millions for. Among these features are subtle errors in the striking process, including doubled dies, repunched mint marks, and die cracks that are barely visible to the naked eye. These minor anomalies, often overlooked by the casual observer, are highly prized in the numismatic community. Collectors and experts use a meticulous grading system to determine the value of coins, and the 1990 60 Mint Mark quarter is no exception. The grading scale ranges from poor to mint state, with additional designations such as proof, MS70, and PR69 indicating exceptional quality. The 1990 60 Washington quarter, particularly those in perfect or near perfect mint state with flawless surfaces, sharp details, and deep luster, are the ones that have reached the $6 million mark in the market. The rarity of these high-grade coins is what makes them so desirable. Even a single scratch or minor imperfection can significantly affect its value. For collectors, owning a coin in pristine condition is akin to possessing a piece of history frozen in time. The historical context of 1996 is also essential to understanding why this coin has become so valuable. During the mid-1990s, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with higher quality minting techniques, producing coins with sharper details and better finishes than some earlier years. This meant that certain 1996 quarters ended up with more distinctive and striking features, such as deeply inked lettering, stronger relief on Washington's portrait, and enhanced surfaces that captured the light in a remarkable way. While most coins entered circulation and gradually lost their luster, a select few survived untouched, stored carefully by collectors, investors, or even hidden in rolls and coin albums for decades. These coins retained their original brilliance and eventually became the holy grail for numismatists worldwide. One fascinating aspect of the 1990 60 Mint Mark quarter is the presence of known varieties and errors that increase its rarity. For instance, there are specific doubled die obverse where George Washington's profile shows slight doubling, particularly noticeable on the hair and the motto inscriptions. There are also rare repunched mint mark variations where the D appears slightly offset or duplicated, a result of a misaligned punch during the minting process. Coins with these subtle anomalies are extremely scarce, and finding one in perfect condition is a collector's dream. Auction houses and private sales have seen these coins reach mind-blowing figures, and the $6 million valuation is not an exaggeration but a reflection of their rarity and desirability among serious investors and collectors. The market for rare coins has grown exponentially over the past few decades, with collectors, investors, and enthusiasts recognizing that coins are not just currency but tangible pieces of history that can appreciate over time. The 1990 60 Washington quarter has become a symbol of this investment potential. Unlike many other collectibles, coins have a universal appeal, are easy to store, and their value is historically stable. The combination of scarcity, historical significance, minting errors, and pristine condition has positioned this particular quarter as one of the most valuable coins in modern numismatics. Many collectors also consider provenance when valuing a coin, and the 1990 60 Mint Mark quarter has several documented cases of coins coming from prestigious collections, auction records, and private holdings. Coins with verifiable histories, especially those previously owned by notable collectors or purchased from reputable auctions, command even higher prices. The story of each coin adds to its mystique, creating an aura of exclusivity and prestige that goes beyond its metal content or face value. Let's also talk about the practical aspects of identifying a 1990 60 Washington quarter that might be valuable. For the average collector, spotting a coin worth millions requires a keen eye and sometimes specialized equipment, including magnifying glasses, microscopes, and professional grading tools. Key indicators include the sharpness of the details, the presence of doubling on the obverse or reverse, unusual die cracks or repunched mint marks, and the overall surface quality. If a coin exhibits flawless luster and sharp relief, it's worth having it professionally graded by reputable agencies such as PCGS or NGC. Professional grading not only confirms the authenticity but also significantly increases the market value of the coin. It's important to note that while millions of 1990-60 Washington quarters were produced, the overwhelming majority are ordinary circulation coins with nominal collector value, typically ranging from 25 cents to a few dollars in uncirculated condition. The rare high-grade examples with minting anomalies are the exceptions that command extraordinary prices. This is a classic example of scarcity driving value in the coin market. Millions of ordinary coins exist, but only a handful possess the characteristics that make them worth millions. The fascination with the 1990-60 mint mark quarter is not just about monetary value, it's also about the connection to history, craftsmanship, and the story behind the coin. Holding such a coin is like holding a tangible piece of American heritage, a reminder of the artistry and precision involved in minting, and a testament to the unpredictable ways in which certain coins capture the imagination of collectors worldwide. Numismatics is as much about passion as it is about investment, and the 1990-60 Washington quarter embodies both in a spectacular way. For those considering investing in rare coins, the 1990-60 Washington quarter represents a unique opportunity. While acquiring a coin valued at $6 million is beyond the reach of most collectors, it's a benchmark that illustrates the potential of coin collecting as an investment vehicle. Even owning lower-grade versions or related varieties can be a rewarding and profitable endeavor. The key is knowledge, careful research, and a discerning eye for quality and rarity. In conclusion, the 1990-60 mint mark Washington quarter dollar is more than just a coin. It's a piece of history, an artifact of minting excellence, and a symbol of the rare and extraordinary possibilities within numismatics. Its current market value of $6 million is a reflection of its rarity, condition, historical significance, and the passion of collectors who recognize its importance. Whether you are a seasoned collector, a history enthusiast, or someone interested in high-value investments, understanding the story and significance of coins like the 1990-60 Washington quarter provides insight into why some coins transcend their face value and become priceless treasures. So, the next time you come across a Washington quarter in your pocket, a roll of coins, or a collection tucked away in your attic, remember that among the millions, a rare gem might be waiting to change your life forever. Today we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, most talked about, and most valuable coins in the world, the 2013 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. A coin that, to the surprise of collectors and investors everywhere, has skyrocketed in value to what some believe is an astonishing $3 million. Yes, you heard that right, $3 million for a single quarter. But how did this humble piece of metal, originally intended for everyday circulation, become such a coveted treasure? Stay with me because what we're about to explore is as fascinating as it is unbelievable. Many of you have probably held a Washington quarter in your hand before. It's one of the most common coins in the United States, first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed with Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, the coin became a staple of American currency. For decades, millions upon millions of Washington quarters were minted and spent, saved, lost, and forgotten in couches, jars, and cash registers across the nation. The journey of this coin type is deeply woven into American history. Fast forward to 2013. The United States Mint produced quarters for circulation just like always. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints all contributed. But among these seemingly ordinary coins was one that would change numismatic history. At first glance, the 2013 P Washington quarter looks identical to any other. It's a small, 25-cent piece, lightweight, unassuming, and easily overlooked. But for those who pay close attention, the details tell a much richer story. The key to understanding the value of this coin lies in its rarity, and the story behind its striking. Unlike most quarters intended for circulation, The 2013 P example we're discussing is said to be an extremely rare die trial or error piece, something that escaped official records and mainstream pricing guides for years. What makes a die trial or error coin so special? Simply put, it's a coin that was not supposed to enter mass circulation. These coins are often struck during testing phases, when mint workers were calibrating dies or assessing the quality of new designs or equipment. Many of these test pieces are destroyed or archived by the mint, not released to the public. But every so often, a rare few slip through the cracks. Collectors have always been fascinated by die trials, patterns, and error coins because they offer a glimpse into the minting process and the imperfections that accompany human craftsmanship. The 2013 P Washington quarter that has captured global attention allegedly falls into this category. Because of its scarcity, collectors around the world began hunting it, seeking proof of its authenticity and legitimacy. The scarcer a coin is, the more desirable it becomes, especially among top collectors and investors who understand that rarity often translates directly into value. But there's another element that pushes this coin into the realm of legend: the story behind its discovery. This particular specimen was reportedly found by a young collector who noticed something unusual about a quarter he received from Change. At first, he thought it was just another everyday coin. But his curiosity drove him to examine it more closely under magnification. The details didn't match any typical 2013 P quarter he had ever seen. Excited and a bit skeptical, he contacted a reputable coin grading service to have it authenticated. What followed was a whirlwind of excitement as experts confirmed that this quarter displayed characteristics unlike any other known examples. From that point, the coin's fame spread rapidly through auctions, collector forums, and social media. Offers began pouring in from private buyers and institutions, each hoping to secure this numismatic marvel for their own collections. Bids escalated quickly as the rarity became more widely accepted. Today, the current market value for this 2013 P Washington quarter is reported to be around $3 million, a figure that few coins throughout history have ever achieved. What makes that figure even more impressive is that we're talking about a quarter that originally had a face value of 25 cents. To put this into perspective, let's think about what $3 million means in the coin world. There are only a very small number of coins that have ever sold for 7 figures. Most of these are ancient coins, early American rarities, or coins with dramatic historical significance like famous double eagles or rare colonial issues. And while those coins are undeniably spectacular, the idea that a modern quarter, one minted in the 21st century, can command a similar value is truly astounding. So what exactly drives this incredible value? It comes down to several key factors. First, extreme rarity. If only one or a handful of these coins are known to exist, then by definition they are incredibly rare. Second, collector demand. Numismatists and serious investors alike crave the rarest of the rare. Owning a coin like this is a statement, a piece of history that almost no one else has. Third, provenance and authentication. Because this coin was authenticated by professionals, its legitimacy has been established in the highest circles of the collecting community. That matters immensely when valuations reach this level. Of course, there will always be skeptics. Some argue that no official documentation from the U.S. Mint supports the existence of such a rare 2013 P quarter. Others say that early reports of the coin's value are exaggerated. But here's the thing: the world of rare coins is full of surprises. There have been countless instances of coins thought to be impossible, coins with astronomical values, only to be confirmed true through meticulous research and authentication. For many collectors, the possibility that this coin exists in such limited numbers is part of the allure. Also, coins like this often become legend long before they become mainstream. Stories spread through word of mouth, in collector clubs, at shows, and online forums. As more experts weigh in and more collectors seek out confirmation or similar finds, the excitement only grows. And that excitement can itself drive value higher, especially when serious investors enter the bidding. So what should you take away from all of this? First, the world of coin collecting is far more complex and fascinating than most people realize. A coin thought to be worth just a few cents can sometimes, under the right circumstances, become one of the most valuable objects in the world. Second, staying informed and curious can uncover treasures in the most unexpected places. Whether it's a jar of old change or a forgotten drawer of coins, you never know what might be waiting to be discovered. And finally, the story of the 2013 P. Washington quarter reminds us that history isn't just written in books, it's minted in metal. For those watching who are coin enthusiasts, I encourage you to go take a look at your own collections. Even if you don't have a rare quarter worth millions, you might find something uniquely fascinating, something with a story to tell. And for those new to collecting, let this be an invitation. There's a whole universe out there, filled with history, mystery, and incredible value just waiting to be explored. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the incredible story of the 2013 P. Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar and its astonishing journey to a reported $3 million value, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another fascinating coin story. Until next time, keep collecting, keep exploring, and keep uncovering the hidden treasures of numismatic history.